Greetings from the Arcturians. Now, it's after 4 a.m. my time. And I'm up because, well, actually, I've been up since before 3 a.m. And as usual, I couldn't go back to sleep. And I was up even before, 3 a.m. because I keep waking up during the nights because, the devil's minions are hard at work at throwing magic on me during the nights too, every night. And in the early morning hours as well, for me. Because, the devil's minions are hard at work when it comes to throwing black magic on me day and night, every day, every night. All hours of the day, all hours of the night, and even early morning hours, into even early morning hours. Because they want me to shut up and don't do these messages and don't do this work and just shut up and go away and die, basically. But that's not happening. And it's been years that, all kinds of black magic and negative entities have been used against me. And all kinds of death magic included, and I'm still sitting here alive and breathing. So I keep waking up at nights, all hours of the night, because black magic is being thrown at me during the nights as well. So I was, awake as usual, and then I noticed a comment in my notifications because I checked my notifications and I noticed a comment in my notifications, and then I was like, right, maybe I'll deal with it tomorrow because, it's still 3 a.m. for me or something, and I'm still kind of half asleep. But then I couldn't go back to sleep, and I just kind of kept thinking about it, and then I was like, I might as well record my thoughts instead of just thinking about them, because I was like, I'll reply to it tomorrow. But then, as I said, I started thinking about it, and then I was like, I might as well record my thoughts now. And I'm awake and I can't go back to sleep, so I might as well just get up and record a video and record a reply, a response to the comment. So here I am. Early morning for me. Now let me read out the comment. It's from Detroit Rock City. Hey Detroit, and I hope you don't mind me saying your I don't know, is it your account name, your ID? But yeah, I hope you don't mind me saying that here in public. And you're saying, and you left this comment under the video where I just shared that trailer from Netflix series called The Messiah. And you're saying so many people need to go through that awakening or witness you parting the Red Sea, literally. I see. So many people need to go through that awakening. Yes. It seems like most people on planet Earth are still asleep. And by asleep, I mean spiritually asleep. So, yes, they need to have a spiritual awakening. They all need to have a spiritual awakening. And if it was up to me, you know, it would have already happened, or it would be happening. But hey ho, you know. Um, and I just wanted to say a few words to you. Obviously, I wanted to say hey. And also, you've been sticking around because you were there on my old YouTube channel that was taken down maliciously in early 2023. And then I created this new YouTube channel, and you somehow found me online again, and you somehow found my new channel. But then again, you know, with my new channel, I've been, you know, putting myself out there, let's just say that. So you came across me and my channel online. You found me online again, basically. And you've been sticking around, and you've been showing support in public. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. You know, I appreciate it. You sticking around and showing your support in public. You know, you would leave a positive, supportive comment under my videos from time to time, and that's that's more than anyone has ever done for me here on my channel in 6 years now. Like, you know, if I include the 5 years of my old YouTube channel, and then, or well, 4 to 5 years, or between 4 and 5 years on my old YouTube channel, and then I started this new channel last year in 2023, and now we are in 2024, and this is the 6th year for me trying to do this work. And you've pretty much been the only person so far in 6 years. That's a long time, but you know, you've pretty much been the only person so far who's been kind of sticking around and been showing your support in public from time to time. And you know, you've been consistent with showing your support. So I just wanted to thank you, and I appreciate it, you know. Regarding your comment and people needing to see me parting the Red Sea, literally. Yeah, Moses did that, didn't he? Moses for Christians, who is Moshe for Jews, and he is Musa for Muslims. Yeah, he did that parting the Red Sea miracle, but remember that it happened in a very specific situation, and that, you know, there was a need for it. And then coming back to this Netflix series trailer that I just shared on, you know, the Netflix series called The Messiah. And it's obviously, it's on Jesus, you know, Jesus for Christians, who is Yeshua for Jews, and he is Isa for Muslims. And, you know, I was just thinking, yeah, right, because, you know, Moses did that parting of the Red Sea miracle. But when, you know, Moses was taking all those, I think, Egyptian people, but I think they were Hebrews, if I'm remembering that correctly. Hebrew like Jewish people, his people. But all along that journey, people were grumbling against Moses too, and people were getting angry with Moses too, even though he was doing miracles. And of course there was that other miracle with Moses along the journey, when people were complaining about food and not having any meat to eat like they used to when they were in Egypt. And of course the miracle of, what is it called, manna. And I think for Muslims it's called manosalva. That happened. But yeah, people were still not always happy with Moses even. And then we come to Jesus, and Jesus were doing miracles too. And then what happened? What did his people do to him still? They threw him on a cross and crucified him in a barbaric way in the end. Still. And I've been asking about that, situation, and was, Jesus really crucified? And the Arcturians have confirmed to me that yes, the crucifixion part, at least the crucifixion part, really happened. So, because now they're telling me something. Because Jesus, Yeshua, Isa was and is also an Arcturian, and also part of the 144,000. Yes, I mean, I know that. They're just reminding me of it, and they're reminding me of it right now because I guess they want me to repeat that. And they want me to say that again here. So yeah, Jesus was and is also an Arcturian and part of the 144,000 like me. So, and in that Netflix series trailer that I just shared, I think there was a time when, now, it's been a while since I watched that series, so I'm hazy on the details. But I think he may have been in one of the episodes in that series. He may have been in Syria, possibly, I'm not sure, or somewhere in the Middle East. And anyway, he was born in the Middle East, wasn't he? He was he was called Jesus of Nazareth. Yeah, so, he was somewhere in the Middle East, maybe Syria. As I said, I'm hazy on the details now. And he was, trying to talk to the people, and there was some trouble going on, and then, he was trying to talk to the people and trying to calm them down, and then he calls in a sandstorm, or like he calls in for help from God, let's just say, and then God sends a sandstorm in the desert, because it was Middle East, Syria, whatever, very desert like. So God sends a sandstorm to help these people out of the situation and of the trouble that they were in. And I remember people just kind of, I don't know, like they kind of like got scared and started running away, and there was just this panic, coming from the people. And how many of them actually realized that that was a miracle, and that, he called in the sandstorm, like he asked God for help, and God sent a sandstorm to help the people. But the people got all scared and panicky, and they, started running away, and they ran away, and, you know, and scurried away, whatever. And then in another episode, and I think he's in Texas, maybe, because I remember from the trailer, refreshing my memory, the trailer mentions three locations. I think one is Syria, the second is Israel, and the third one is Texas, in the United States, in America. So I think another location he goes to is Texas, perhaps, or somewhere in the United States. Could be Texas. Um, and then, there it's this church, and it's this priest or pastor, of that church. And there's a situation going on there as well, that, no one in that town, uh, or in that village, I think it was kind of like a village or a small town setting. But, like the people in that town or in that village, they were not interested in going to church. And I think they only had that one church. Like it was such a small town that they only had that one main church. And people in that town or in that village, they were not interested in going to that church and listening to the priest or pastor. And, the priest and pastor was obviously sad or saddened about that situation. And then, of course, the Messiah arrives in that town. And then, you know, we have a tornado coming in. So, I mean, as I said, I don't remember the details, but, then a tornado happens, then a tornado comes. And of course, he ends up saving the priest or pastor's young daughter. And we see that the, town is in ruins after the tornado hits. And then what happens? After going through something tragic like that, oh, now people want to turn to God. Oh, now, they remember God and they want to turn to God. And now they want to go to the church and to that priest or pastor. Or even, take shelter in that church because, oh, right. I remember this. I'm remembering this detail now. It's coming back to me because the church was the only building standing after the tornado because, the Messiah, he called in a tornado, or he obviously, asked God to help the situation, and God sends in a tornado. And, everybody or everything else in that town is like flattened. It's, gone. But the only building standing in that town is that church, is that one church, because God, saved that one building, that church in the whole of that town or village. God was making a point, right? And then, and as I said, and then people remember God, after such a tragedy happens, and then people remember God, and then people want to turn to God, and then people, wanted to go to that church, or even, they ended up taking shelter in that church. And of course, then they were ready to listen to that priest or pastor. And before the tornado, they weren't interested. They were not interested in going to the church. They were not interested in listening to the priest or the pastor. So then that happens. And then in another episode, he walks on water in front of his followers. Like we all know that, Jesus walked on water. That's another miracle. And then what happens? And then, I think I remember that, I don't know if they showed that it was on the news or something, or it was, just people talking about it in general and thinking that, oh, that's a hoax. That's not real. So, skeptics and, people who want to debunk everything. So, and that's what's been happening with me too. Like, no one's believing me when I tell them who I am. And no one's listening to me, even after I've been doing this work for 6 years now. And still no one's believing me, and still no one's listening to me, and still everyone, or maybe not everyone, I shouldn't say everyone, but there have been people who, come and go, who come in, mock me, laugh at me, disrespect me, say all kinds of, disrespectful things to me, assume and presume all kinds of negative things about me, and some even have the audacity to leave a comment and say such disrespectful negative things to me. And then, and then that's another thing. People were mocking Moses too. People were mocking Jesus too. People were mocking Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad too, in their times. So it's just the same thing repeating, and it's the same energy and the same ignorance repeating, even in this day and age, with me too. Right? Nothing new. This is what happens to all of us real prophets and messengers of God. So the same thing is happening with me now too. The same thing is, and the same energy is repeating with me now too, in this day and age again. So right, yeah, now they're reminding me. Well, when it comes to me, a small miracle has already happened. But it happened in a way that only that one person who experienced it knew about it. And even she didn't understand and realize that, hey, that was a miracle. So I'm remembering that, and they're reminding me as well. The Arcturians are reminding me, and my soul is reminding me to mention this right now. I made a video, and I was talking to Bollywood's mega superstar Shah Rukh Khan in that video. And, obviously once I recorded that video and I posted it and published it, and then afterwards I received a comment under that video, and this is going back a while. I received a comment under that video, and I think it was a woman, and she said something like, I'm paraphrasing here because I don't remember her exact words now. As I said, it's been a while. It could have even been sometime last year by now, or maybe early this year. I don't remember exactly. It's been a while. And she said something like, why am I seeing Shah Rukh Khan in your face? Like she was watching my video, she was seeing my face, or she was supposed to be seeing my face, but she said to me, she left a comment, and she said to me, why am I seeing Bollywood's Shah Rukh Khan's face in your face? And when I asked about that, from my soul and from the Arcturians, and they told me that was a miracle, and did she, the person who experienced that miracle, I don't think she even really realized that it was a miracle, that that was something like a small miracle. And then only she experienced that, no one else. So I think I did like make a video, and I mentioned it because I replied to her comment, so it should be there somewhere on my channel. I don't remember which video now. And so that was a small miracle when it comes to me, but only that one person experienced it and witnessed it, and even she didn't really realize that that's what's happened, that that was actually a small miracle. And I don't think she even stuck around. Like I think, I don't know if she stuck around after that, or if she's gone. I don't feel like she stuck around. So she probably left. So speaking of miracles, this is what happens with miracles too. And there are so many skeptics. I mean, even the skepticism isn't anything new. Of course, people were, skeptic about all the prophets in the past. People were skeptic about Moses. People were skeptic about Jesus. I mean, look at what they were doing and saying about, look at what they were doing to Jesus. Look at what they were saying about Jesus. Like, he was performing miracles, and there were some people who were attributing those miracles to the devil. Like, some people were saying that those miracles were not coming from God, but that those miracles that Jesus was performing were coming from the devil. So this is what happens even when it comes to miracles. And then, I'm sure the same thing happened with Prophet Muhammad as well. Because I think I remember there was at least one miracle with him. It was something about, I don't even know how to say it right now. It's something to do with the moon, or parting of the moon into something like that. I'll have to look into it and refresh my memory, but that's what I'm remembering right now off the top of my head. But anyway, so the same thing is repeating with me now in this day and age, and the same energy is repeating with me now in this day and age again, that people are being skeptics when it comes to me. People are not believing me when I tell them who I am. People are not listening to me, and people are disrespecting me in all sorts of ways. And then so many people have thrown black magic at me and have sent so many negative, dark entities, spirits, demons, devils at me, to kill me. So much death magic on me that continues to this day. And of course, there's the devil and his human minions who want me to shut up, go away, die, so I don't do this work, so I don't wake people up, so I don't wake humanity up to the truth. Because obviously devil has done his part when it comes to religion, and the false religious programming has come from the devil. So the devil does not want me breaking all that false religious programming. And with uh, all the mainstream religions, but mainly the mainstream religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So, the devil and his human minions have been hard at work at throwing all sorts of black magic, sorcery, witchcraft, including all kinds of death magic, including health magic to deteriorate my health so I die. Like all kinds of death magic, all kinds of death spells. I'm sure they have not left a spell in the you know, spell books of the world, and they haven't. And they've gone around, all the master level practitioners around the world, like all the master level practitioners from around the world have been hired on me by I don't know how many people to kill me. And I'm still here. And the all kinds of magic and death magic is still going on every day and every night. It's still being thrown at me every day, every night. And they don't even want me to be able to speak, because what do I do here? I come here and I speak the truth. I bring out the truth. They don't even want me to speak literally. Like they've been throwing so much magic on my throat chakra to shut me up literally. But anyway, I'm still here and I'm still speaking, and I'm still speaking the truth. So that should tell them something. Like that's proof in itself that I am the real deal. But because they are hardcore agents of the devil, so they're doing the devil's bidding, and they're going to continue to do the devil's bidding, and they're going to continue to throw black magic, sorcery, witchcraft on me, including death magic, to just get rid of me, to shut me up, so I shut up, go away, die. They're doing everything they can to make that happen, even now, day and night. But hey, I'm still here, and I'm still talking, and I'm still speaking the truth. And that's exactly what they want to stop. They want me to stop speaking the truth. They want me to stop breaking all the false religious programming with all these mainstream religions, mainly the religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. That, that the devil and the devil's false prophets have instilled into humanity. The false religious programming has come from the devil and the devil's false prophets, and it's been instilled into humanity for thousands of years now, generation after generation. So the devil does not want me breaking his false religious programming. The devil does not want me breaking his spell on humanity, because that's a spell too. False religious programming is kind of a spell too. And it's certainly mind control. So that's that. So even if there was a miracle with me, how many people will believe? And how many people will say, oh, it's just a hoax, it's not real? Or it's just a figment of my imagination, because when that lady saw Bollywood's Shah Rukh Khan's face in my face, I'm sure she probably thought, hey, I think that was probably just a figment of my imagination. I'm just imagining things. Instead of realizing that that was actually like a mini miracle that she witnessed and experienced with me. But Hey ho. So that's what happens to miracles too. So what do we do? What do you do? What do we prophets and messengers do? Oh, now the Arcturians are reminding me of, and my soul is reminding me of. I think that was the last episode, and I think it must have been the last ending scene. Like, it was the last scene, it was the ending scene where, in this Netflix series, Messiah, where, one of his enemies, or I think I'm remembering the last scene or the ending scene here, where, this guy who is being portrayed as the Messiah, and he's being portrayed as Jesus, he ends up raising this man from the dead. The Messiah, or this, man who is being depicted as Jesus in this Netflix series, he raised this man from the dead. And, the man comes back to life. So, but, that tells you, like, that at the end of the series, at the end of the season, finally tells you, because after all you've seen all the episodes and all the skepticism coming from all the people and from everywhere, and everyone trying to figure out, if he's real or if he's a fake, or if he's real or if he's a con artist, and then in that last scene, in that ending scene, he raises someone from the dead. And I think it was actually one of his enemies. But that also, tells you that, after everything that he's been going through with the people and all the skepticism and everything, and people not believing him, and, that he's the real deal or he's the real Messiah, etc. But then you see that last scene, you see that ending scene, and he raises someone from the dead. Then, after he's been raised from the dead, only then that person realizes that, oh, wow, you are the real deal. And, he takes his hands and he kisses his hands, or he's kind of, like, grateful. But, like, he shows his gratitude, towards the Jesus character, because he just raised him from the dead. So, and then he was like, wow, yes, you are the real deal. Like, you are the real Messiah, or you are the real Jesus, or you are the real deal. So, and I think that's where the series ends, or season 1 ends. I don't know if there's going to be any more seasons, but that's where this series ends, basically showing that he was the real deal. That Jesus character, the Messiah character, like, he was the real deal. That's it. I'm gonna leave it there. Take care, and over and out.